Breaking news.
Welcome back. Breaking news.
This is a breaking report from We Love to Film. We are proud to say that we have gotten to the level that we've been featured on NCR News. Some information is factually incorrect, so here is our response. It might help to know that this all really boils down to two main issues of disagreement. We were never asked to leave, which they don't seem to realize, and we never had any agreements with Jiffy Lube Corporate, which they also don't seem to realize. They also got the name of our channel wrong, so perhaps an improvement in fact-checking for them is in order. For a news organization, we expect more. We do, however, appreciate them showing our video in its entirety so that nothing can be taken out of context. We'll play clips of the original video at double speed since the whole thing is available on our channel. If you want to see that, please go to @WeLoveToFilm. Without further ado, let's get into it.
In breaking news.
I think we can use this.
Hi folks, today I have for us a brand new frauditor. This guy calls himself We Love Filming.
Wrong!
No, that would actually be We Love to Film.
Let's see him get trespassed from a Jiffy Lube. But before we start today's video, as always, a big thank you to all my current and new channel members and subscribers. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the page. Let's enjoy today's video.
Listen to the man.
Well, I like my voice in my intro better, but without further ado, let's get into it.
Hey, how's it going? I just have to come get the refund or whatever. Okay. And you guys had new employees here like a while ago, and they fucked up the oil filter. So I had to take the mechanic. So now I can't come back anymore. I mean, it was like, it's cool. I mean, corporate, they paid for the mechanic thing, and they said they were going to refund the thing. So it's just like paperwork here, to refund the oil change. But it had like code and stuff like that. And it was dumping oil out.
To fill everyone in on the backstory of this video, this gentleman took his van to a Jiffy Lube for an oil change.
Well, first correction, it's not a van.
And apparently the person doing the oil change cracked the O-ring and, well, it started to leak a lot of oil. He called Jiffy Lube's corporate office and they paid to have it fixed. They paid to have it towed.
Another correction, you should really watch the video before you start stating facts. They did not pay to have it towed. I took care of the towing. Corporate simply paid for the mechanic's fee. They reimbursed for the mechanic's fee. I understood. Well, we'll get to that point by point. Let's stay on focus.
And I guess they promised him some form of reimbursement for the oil change. Now, that was all done at the corporate level, not at the store level.
Again, incorrect. Check your facts. I talked to the store manager. Just watch the video that you yourself posted of mine.
He's now gone back to the store to get the refund that corporate is going to give him.
So to restate that correctly, he is now going back to the store to get the refund for the oil change that the store had promised him. Corporate had already sent a check for reimbursement for the mechanic. We're not talking about anymore. That's been taken care of. This is simply reimbursement for the oil change that they performed.
I got home, there's like a big puddle. I didn't have enough oil to put back in the car to get it down here. And so... Did you call this? Huh? I did, I called. No, I totally called. I called and I talked it through with like a person here, like a woman and stuff like that, the receptionist or whoever it was. Huh? Did you talk to Albert? I called you guys. That's the thing. Don't even try to know. You guys have to... Yeah, no.
You should talk to Albert.
She should have talked to Albert. Because I totally called.
She should have actually gotten Albert to
Yeah, exactly. That's because I even called her before I took the mechanic and was like, hey, and in the conversation with her, I was even like, well, yeah, probably just dumping that much oil. Like, there's none on the dipstick anymore. That's what I mean. That's what it would have saved me 2 weeks of like driving my wife around, and then I would be able to come back. That's the problem. Because now I have to like go get my oil change myself, right? I mean, if like, or I have to stand here and film everything, and that's a hassle for everybody,
Shenanigans. Shenanigans. Well, I'm going to have to call shenanigans here because, well, yes, you can do it yourself at home or pay a friend to help you do it or go to a different location.
Yep, basically agree on those points. Would not take the car back to them. That was just kind of speaking in hypotheticals, but fair enough.
I don't understand why you would bring your vehicle back to a establishment that had damaged it already once, let alone bring it back again where it could happen yet again. Even so, if you did, you don't have to stand there and film them. It's a private establishment. They can tell you not to film and they can ask you to leave.
That is, however, the entire point of the video, is that they didn't ask me to leave. You're right, they are a private establishment. They can say don't film, which they did. but they never asked me to leave. That is one of the foundational elements of a trespass, is being asked to leave and refusing to leave. Not refusing to stop filming, but refusing to leave.
So it's a bummer. That's why I'm like, it was so convenient and it was so nice. Sorry. And now like, yeah, no, it's nothing with you guys. Like, I'm not gonna like blow you up or anything. You know that Stain song? Something to remind you. Good, yeah. No, but this is gonna be like a funny thing. It's like that something to remind you with Stain, you know that song? And it's like, it's mistakes I made you. You know, this is something to remind you when I'm gone. You know, because you guys are all cool. Like I like you guys. Like you know, and it wasn't even any of you guys. Like I'm thinking there's like 2 new people here. I should have been like, hey, these guys are new. Get me people that know what's going on. You know, and I'm here at the beginning and stuff like that and everything. And and they probably have since been fired. I don't know, or at least trained. But at least train better. Dude, employees are impossible these days. You can't find good people. And I think this is more like a reflection of like not being able to find like a good valid.
Most of us have been here, you know, almost 10 years plus.
Yeah, exactly.
Like me, I've been here maybe 9 years.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, corporate paid for the mechanic thing, and like, you know, I guess that's a reasonable like going to court. Like, yeah, you're not gonna get like that's fair. I can't argue with the fairness, but it's not like enough that I can like.
So you're okay with the arrangement you made with corporate of them paying for the mechanic and issuing you a refund?
How many times do I have to say?
We never agreed on that.
But did they say you had to go to the store for the refund, or they would send you out a check, or they would refund the money straight to your debit card or bank card, whatever you use to pay for it? I have a feeling that's what was arranged.
Well, you were wrong.
That feeling is wrong.
And maybe that will be confirmed later on in this video.
Audi, right? Yeah, it's the Audi. And it's the wife's car. So it's not even like...
I'll never know.
Yeah, so, but I'll just do it. Somebody has to punch the numbers to refund the thing or whatever. Yeah, totally. No worries, man. I'll send it to you guys, too. Don't worry. Yeah, it's just the way it rolls. So I'll see you guys out in the world. It's nothing. I also want to come by and be like, it's nothing personal. Like, it's still way when I come by. It's like just a byproduct of the way things go. Yeah, exactly. I'll still wave back at you. Don't worry. Good. I was just checking on the refund. I never got the refund on the oil change. I'm with Audi with the O-ring.
Right, I told you that the way they wanted us to do it is either I could do the free oil change or I could go through corporate and do it the other way. You decided you want to do it the other way.
What do you mean? Well, they gave me the check, but that was for the mechanic.
Right.
And so the oil change that was done should also be comped, right?
No, they said...
Are you serious? You're going to continue this?
The way I can either deal with it at a store level or I have to send it to corporate. And you can't videotape me here.
Well, I'm following up, and so now we're gathering evidence because
See, this is the entire discrepancy right here. And I was under the impression that they would give me both. The reimbursement for the mechanic and the reimbursement for the oil change. I only received one. So I went back to the store to discuss what I thought was a misunderstanding or a mistake or whatever you want to call it. I thought I had agreed to receive both. There's emails backing this up. I mean, I've communicated in email and everything as well. I'm not going to post emails up here, but there's emails between me and the store manager. My understanding was that both were going to be paid for. And I went back to the store to try and have a conversation to resolve that discrepancy.
They handed you 2 options. Option 1, you get this handled at the store level, where the store would more than likely reimburse you the money for the oil change and, well, probably try to fix it themselves. Instead, you chose option 2, where you had them pay for a mechanic. Now, I get it. You want your money back, but they offered you a solution in lieu of getting your money back, and you accepted it.
That's not what happened.
I've already explained this to you.
It just seems like you're just trying to double dip on the situation.
As far as the double dipping goes, I was not trying to double dip on the situation, but in retrospect, as somebody pointed out in one of the comments, because the mechanic had changed the oil and I had still received an oil change, I guess after all of this, I could be considered to be made whole. There's a lot of time and a lot of hassle and the expense of getting towed and all these other things, but I understand what is being said about double dipping. That wasn't my intention at the time, but I do understand it as a point. I don't agree given the other expense and hassle that I incurred, but I now understand the point that people would bring up about that. So I do appreciate the learning process and the information that the YouTube process can provide.
I was coming by to be like, hey, it's not like a personal thing. Like, I understand, like, this is fair. I guess the oil change and the payment for the mechanic is the best that we're going to do. Fine. I was going to kind of come by and be like, okay, refund me for the oil change. I thought it was a mistake. You guys refunded me.
No, that's why I said either I could do it this way or we could go to corporate.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you that's not sufficient. And so if you don't refund me for the oil change, then I'm going to have to continue the process. And I'm not walking. This was like a happy video. It's like, you know, that same song, something to remind you. And I was going to be like, but I have to learn how to change my own oil and darn it. And it's like, not really Jiffy Lube. It's just like a problem with the, you know, you can't find good employees and it's a mistake. And, you know, no, like, they made it right as they could, but it's just kind of like the way that things work. And now I'll go change my own oil. But if you're not going to reimburse me the thing, then like I'm below what my minimum acceptable is. And then I'm either going to have to go file small claims or...
Right.
And, well, you could take this to court, but your case won't hold much water. You see, you were given 2 options. Option 1, handle this at the store level. Option 2, handle it at the corporate level.
Exactly. But there aren't any documents to prove that. If they had been able to state it as succinctly and as clearly as you just stated it there, we wouldn't be in this situation. All they would have had to do was explain that to me, or even just simply tell me to leave. But instead of having that discussion, they chose to walk away from the desk. They chose to just simply leave me there and then call the police and just have the police show up without ever asking or telling me to leave. That's the discrepancy here. Learning process for everybody, but the main thing is that they never told me to leave.
You chose to have corporate handle it, which meant they would pay for the mechanic to fix your car. They sent you a check to fix your car. You accepted it. You used it to fix your car.
No, that's not what happened.
But you cannot now go back and demand money from the store. Now, if that was agreed upon you would have some documents to prove it.
That doesn't make sense.
Instead, you're going to the store saying that they have to give you it. If not, you're going to take them to court.
Well, the problem with taking it to court is that it's $100 to recoup from small claims court. And the filing fee before any other expenses is already $50. So there's no way that I'm going to recoup the money in court. So I agree that it would be pointless to take it to court. I don't know if a judge would laugh it out or not. I still think I would have a pretty strong case given my documentation, but we can definitely agree that it's not worth the time to take to court. Not worth the time or effort, for sure.
That's not how it works. You could take this to court, but then the judge would probably laugh this case out of the courtroom.
And that's actually exactly how it works. If they don't give you the refund, then you take them to court. That's like how the legal system or the civil justice system, civil court system in this country works. People can either reimburse you as a customer or give you what you feel you're owed as a customer. And if you don't like that as a customer, then you can file a civil claim. That's how it works. Exactly how it works.
Investigative reporting, I don't know. I mean, this is like a consumer report at this point, so I'm kind of like, you're going to... I'm recording it. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm recording myself in the video. I'm recording the circumstance, and I'm following up. The only reason I'm here is to get the refund, which I believe was stated to me. And so once I get that refund, I have no business here. I can still see myself in the video. I'm recording then here's that you're not in a private place.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Well, the last time I checked, Jiffy Lube is a private company. It's not owned by the government, which means that it's not a traditional public forum or a non-traditional public forum or a limited public forum. It's a private establishment.
This is all true. I absolutely give you this point. Plus, I also like scrubs, so maybe a double point for that one. Absolutely, I didn't understand that at the time. That's why it's not an audit. I didn't go in there to audit Jiffy Lube. I went in there as a customer or a previous customer to address a customer complaint or a customer service issue. I fully realized it wasn't an audit. Definitely a misstatement about the public place. Definitely a good learning experience for me. It's actually what started this entire journey, so good inspiration as well. But again, I mean, even though it is a private establishment, they still have to tell you to leave. Or being told to stop filming is not akin to being told to leave. I can refuse to stop filming. They can't take my footage. They can't take my camera. But they can tell me to leave. But they didn't.
At that point, they can tell you to stop recording or not to record. And you would have to, or they can have you trespass from the property. This isn't that hard to understand. I mean, it's very simple. You're in a store that is privately owned. It's just open to the public.
I just talked to my boss, and he said that that's not allowed.
Well, I'm recording for I mean, you can call the police if you want to, and I can describe to them as well. But all I'm saying is that you need to give me the refund for the oil change. No! As was agreed to me, you can call corporate. You can say that I'm videotaping, I'm not videotaping your, but I definitely going to record this interaction because I didn't record the phone call. Had I recorded the phone call when I talked to you, I would have this all on recording. But given where we are now, I'm definitely going to make sure that I've got everything recorded. So I'm going to keep, I mean, you're calling. I'm just recording the situation, man. I wasn't trying to be an issue, but I'm clearly not coming back here. So you're welcome to trespass me after you refund me. Wow, I cannot believe that they would actually do this. They're really terrible. They screwed up the O-ring on my car. I had to take it to the mechanic, and they're not even reimbursing me for the oil change. So go to local mechanics. They've done good for years, but now apparently the employment levels are so bad that we're not. So
I've never had a problem.
I never had a problem till now. Absolutely not. I mean, they've always, all the guys that are like right here that I see are all great. Like I was telling John, I was like I mean, they're not like personal friends, but I've been seeing them for years. They're good guys. Like they know what they're doing, no like ill will at all. So, but they've like oil is dumping out of the car, and apparently they're not even willing to comp the service that they didn't perform correctly. So.
Oh, you were finished? Oh, well, allow me to retort.
Well, there's so much shenanigans here that we need to debunk it, and I'm not even going to give this guy a shenanigans song. Because he was given two options. We went over those options, store level or corporate. Corporate paid to have his car fixed by a mechanic.
You gotta get your facts straight.
You're going to mock me, at least get your facts straight.
He chose that route. And now because he's mad that it won't give him more money, or do more to appease him, more than the offer that they had did, he wants them to feel like they are in the wrong? No, you agree to have them fix your car through a mechanic and pay for it.
So again, I had it fixed before any agreements with them. I took care of all this. It wasn't until after my mechanic had checked it out and told me that they had damaged it that I then went to get reimbursement for that from them. I took care of all of this and fully investigated it before I accused them of anything. It wasn't until after all this was done and the car was back on the road that I said, hey, I think it's only fair that you give me money back for the oil change that you didn't perform correctly and the mechanic fee to fix the car.
You accepted their check. That means you forfeit your refund.
I mean, again, it's the same point about whether they're reimbursing for one or what was understood. Again, I did not understand it as they were only gonna pay for one. I also paid for the mechanic and took care of everything before corporate sent me a check. They reimbursed me well after the fact. My car was down for 2 weeks as I was running around and we were down to one car for the family. So definitely I took care of all of this and then corporate reimbursed me. The store didn't help try and fix it. I called them, like I said. I mean, anyway, we won't go back into previous points, but you should pay more attention to the points in my actual video. And if you relay actual facts, it would be a lot easier to actually have a discussion.
Now, you're trying to say that you can do what you want in their establishment. You can record it because it's open to the public? No. If you want to be trespassed, keep staying there because you've already worn out your...
Yeah, totally agreed. Except then they have to ask you to leave. That's the whole crux of this whole thing. Welcome's been worn out, for sure, but all they have to do is just say, sir, please leave. Sir, we're done with the discussion. You need to leave our establishment. Anything along those lines. I'm not saying that like they can't make me leave or can't ask me to leave. If they had asked me to leave, I would have left. But at no point, watch the video. The whole thing's there. The whole thing is there. No one asked me to leave.
Just a word of warning. You know, they're clearly going to be changing oil, but, you know, I'm going to, I guess, inform the community because this is not something I want other people to go through, so.
So you said they wrecked your O-ring?
They damaged the O-ring in the process of doing the oil change. I brought my wife's car in here. I had to do the oil change and stuff like that. And then they damaged the O-ring, so when I got home, there's like oil all over the driveway, so I called them, talked it through with them. Long story short, I had to tow to a mechanic. The mechanic was like, they damaged the O-ring during the oil change. And so they fixed it, and then
Did they pay for the mechanic?
They paid for the mechanic.
Oh, that's good.
But not the oil change. They performed, I didn't get any of the oil from the oil change, and the oil filter was damaged. I would think that they wouldn't charge you for the service that was incorrectly performed, right?
I have no idea. I'm going to stay down.
Yeah, well, that was my understanding. I thought that we were good. I thought that they just had like made a mistake and hadn't pushed the buttons in the computer.
How much was the oil change worth?
I think 100 something. Yeah, $100 or something. You know, and the mechanic was like 230 or something like that. So I'm only looking for another 110 bucks. That guy, I think you worked on my car when the O-ring got broken. Yeah, the Audi. It was like a month ago. It was a while ago. But I was in here. You guys did an oil change on an Audi. You damaged the O-ring in the process of doing it when I got home. On the oil filter. Yeah. Well, the mechanic said the O-ring was damaged and it wasn't damaged when I went in there. And so we had it towed in, and corporate since paid me back for the mechanic, but not for you guys. I just need to be comped for the oil change. So that's all I'm looking at. Not until I get the refund. Well, I'm waiting for Albert to come back. I'm waiting for Albert to come back. You can have your manager come back, and I'll talk to him when he's in here.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
I'm waiting for Albert to either refund me.
I know. I'm trying to get.
Hey, Albert, do you want to come solve what we're doing here? Because you kind of walked away on me. No, I want my refund and I'll leave.
Now I'm gonna have to call the authorities and head remove.
I want my refund and then I'll leave. That's if you want to call. I'm simply asking for my refund. I can record me. I'm gonna record my interaction so that this is for my protection. You guys already messed me up once. Well, I'm just here for my refund. I can step outside if you would like. If Albert would like to talk to me outside. Hey, Albert, I'm just trying to finish the conversation with you, man. You said hold on a minute. You walked away. I'm waiting to resume. Huh?
And they have told you to stop recording. And now they've asked you to leave and have to call the cops because you are preventing them from conducting business. You are the problem here. If you have an issue, call corporate. Tell them, hey, you said I was to be paid. Get my money back. You're not doing it. What's the deal? Instead, you're throwing a tantrum. You could be a civilized adult and have a polite conversation and not need to record and possibly be violating wiretapping laws because if this is a two-party consent state and they say they don't want to be recorded, you filming them still counts as wiretapping.
Probably true, but it's not a two-party consent state. So doesn't apply, not a thing, doesn't matter.
Waiting to resume the conversation.
Easiest if you just stop recording.
I'm facing at me. I'll go outside. That's fine. Why don't you just talk to me? Why don't you just talk to me? Hey, I'm talking to you.
Quit confronting him. When he's got a chance, he will talk to you personally.
He told me that he was going to walk out of here.
He will talk to you personally.
He can deal with me then. Then he can deal with me when he'd like to. You're making it a personal thing. You're really making it a personal thing. You're gonna do this?
You're making it a personal
I
thing.
came in to
You're
record.
making it a personal
you
thing.
guys broke my oil filter and made it so that I cannot come back here.
Anything.
I have the mechanic. I'm not a mechanic. My mechanic told me that the O-ring was damaged.
That's the O-ring.
That's
damaged
not breaking
your filter.
You damaged the O-ring in the process. I'm just asking for the reimbursement.
All we're asking you is to stop recording. You will get refunded. You will get refunded if you stop.
Y'all will get refunded if I stop recording.
Yes.
They did. They waited. I told you were waiting until the police. He just told me on camera. Now I'm recording it. He said, if you stop recording and wait in there, he will come in there and give you the refund. And they literally had me wait in there until you showed up. That's exactly, I have that. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm just making, I'm going to record. You got your body cam on?
Yeah, we're recording as well.
Okay, cool. What's up? How's it going? I'm going to public records request that for sure.
That's fine.
Yeah, no, so
it doesn't matter. You have to leave the property. If you don't, I'm going to take you to jail.
I will absolutely do that. My car's over there. Can I go?
And we're ending the video here. He was trespassed from the Jiffy Lube. And well, he still has this ongoing vendetta with them. I will look into more videos of his to find out more. But we can all agree, he was given a remedy to have his car fixed. It may not be the one he wanted, but he still had it fixed.
Boy, for a news network, I would think you would be a little bit more accurate. But this is an olive branch, an extension out there to maybe get your facts a little bit straighter next time and maybe reach out to the channel themselves for a comment on the story to get it a little bit more accurate there. I think we've distilled this down to two things. Two main discrepancies, and this is why I do appreciate the overall news process, the feedback process, the YouTube process, where we can put things up, digest ideas, and go back and forth and make other videos for other people and things like that. You call me a grifter, or you call frauditors grifters, or auditors frauditors, or whatever it may be, well, you're also stroking the algorithm in your own words. So, you know, we're all just making content and having a good time and sharing ideas, doing it. So, mutual respect back and forth. No hard feelings there. NCR News Network. Well, we've distilled it down to two things, basically. The fact that you say I agreed to something, which I did not. That's the whole misunderstanding, and the entire reason that I went to go back to the store in the first place was to address this misunderstanding, this discrepancy, my perception that they were going to pay for both items instead of one of the two items. That's what I went to go back and talk about. I expected to be able to have a conversation, and when they were done with the conversation, to be told to leave. That's the other issue here, is the being told to leave. At no point was I told to leave. They told me to stop filming. They did threaten to call the police. That's all in there, but they never said, please leave. They never requested that I physically remove myself from the property. And if they had, I would have recognized that as something that a private establishment can do and would have removed myself from the property, or, you know, understood it as a lawful trespass. But since they never made that request verbally or in writing or in any way, they never made that request, well, that's why I consider it to not be a lawful trespass, to be an unlawful trespass, and to be a developing story as we continue to see how this plays out. This has now reached the level where other YouTubers are reporting on us and we're responding back to them. We need to go back to the police station and see the outcome of the charges for the false report, because in our subsequent videos, we actually went back to the police station because he said we got the body cams, we got the 911 call, we got everything. And he said that he told us to leave. And if you clearly see in the video, we were not told to leave. So this was the crux of the entire video, of the entire private establishment, private property matter, is being told to leave. And I think it's absolutely reasonable that you're verbally told to leave. You shouldn't be told to stop filming and have to infer that you're told to leave the property. We'll see how it turns out. Thank you for watching. We love to film.
So if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a like and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm.